Hello, everyone, and welcome to your September 2025 energy update. And the words that are coming in for this month is leap of faith. But no, that does not mean that we are jumping headfirst into the depths of the waters and hoping for the best. We're going to be talking about exactly what we mean inside of this energy update and all of the frequencies that you can expect to begin to get the most out of September. So, hi, I am Rachel Gargan. I am an energy healer, new earth leader, and an ascension guide. And I am here to help you activate your spiritual gifts and build your six-figure soul-aligned empire with ease, joy, and so much contentment and peace within your heart. So we're going to dive in today. If this is your first time here, make sure that you like and subscribe because we do an energy update every single month. So September is really coming through with a lot of amazing frequencies, but also as well as that continued choice point that we are stepping into. We're really being called to ask ourselves, like, am I going to freaking go for the thing? Am I going to actually do what I set out to do in 2025? We only have 4 months left of 2025. And in that 4 months, we have an infinite amount of possibilities that we can step into at any given time. So you are not out of time. You are not too late. But it is time for us to really, really begin to get serious about what we're creating inside of our reality. And if we're experiencing things that maybe we don't prefer, September is going to be a really, really amazing time to kind of reset our system and to begin to focus on exactly what it is we do prefer, exactly what it is that we want to bring forward, to kind of double down on our energy and our desires and be like, I know exactly what I'm doing. So the frequency of conviction is really coming in September because your conviction and your devotion is going to be the thing that really starts to move the needle forward for you in September. And there's massive opportunities for us for rapid manifestations, for quantum leaps, for accelerations of timelines as we step into this month. So really, we're kind of being asked at the beginning of this month, like, am I gonna go for the freaking thing or not? Because it's time for you to get out of your own way. And this isn't just messages for you. Spirit's been giving me a little bit of a bee sting as well, being like, Rachel, are you gonna keep second guessing yourself? Are you gonna keep doubting yourself? Are you gonna keep playing small? Or are you going to start to play a bigger game? Are you going to start to double down on yourself and be like, I set out for 2025 to be the biggest year with the most amazing things? And am I ready to be like, that is what I desire, that is what I'm moving toward, and I'm going to devote and to commit myself to that like it is my full-time job? That is literally what Spirit has said. Are you going to commit to shifting your mindset like it's your full-time job? Are you going to commit to activating your spiritual gifts like it's your full-time job? Are you going to commit to your online business or that idea that you've been sitting on like it is your full-time job? Because when we do this, the devotion, the commitment is going to massively bring forward an acceleration. By the end of September is really like that harvest season, the fruits of our labor, right? And it's like we have the opportunity to be able to sit back with so much ease and to really receive toward those last 2 weeks in September. And this isn't necessarily about doing more. So we really want to bring this forward. It's not that you're not already doing enough, but it's how can I get even more precise? It's about precision within your dedication and devotion. It's about that precision in exactly how you're holding frequency and directing your energy that's going to make all the difference in the world. It's not necessarily about how I have to do more actions, hold more things, all of those types of things. It's actually more about knowing what you're holding is the way that it's coming through. Are we holding some distortion in our field? Are we holding some limitations or heavy energies in our field? Because this is where that leap of faith begins to come in, is because we're really being called right now to let go of some things. It is time for us. Sometimes we have to take the step into the new, into the uncomfortable, for us to actually receive the thing that we have been desiring. So maybe you've been like, I'm ready for so many aligned clients. I'm ready for my 20K or 100K months inside of my business. I'm so ready for it, Rachel. But what have you been holding on to that is not yet allowing that to come forward? So Spirit is bringing in, like you are a cup. And this glass is full right now. You are energetically full. You're already energetically at capacity. So we need to start to let go of some of the stuff in here. And that, yes, can be on a physical level, right? With maybe clutter in our home. Our environment very well could be something that has been affecting us. But also as well, what is the energy? What is the stagnation? What are the belief systems, the thought patterns that we have been operating in that need to shift? Because when we look at this glass, you're asking for something that's so big and so amazing. How much room is there really for new things to come into your life? How much room do we have inside of this cup? Not a lot. If I'm like, I want 100K month, is there any room for that? Right? And as we begin to quite literally pour out all of that gunk, look at how much magic has room to actually come into your life. This is part of that leap of faith, of that dedication, is it's the dedication to cleaning up some of the gunk that's in our system, the energetic overload and residue that is actually slowing down what you desire. And when we commit ourselves to maybe doing a little bit of a cleanup and a reset, taking some bee stings, getting radically honest with ourselves, which don't we just love? Then this is going to begin to open up more room, more capacity for the thing that you've been desiring to actually come forward. And sometimes this is going to take a little bit of an initiation energy on our part right now. So I know that on a physical level, as I step into September, that there's some pretty big shifts coming up. I have been asking and desiring and wanting and blah, 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 right? But I'm at capacity in my current environment. So as I start to shift what that really looks like, and I start to open up more room inside of my current environment, guess what's going to happen? New things are going to begin to come in. The prosperity you've been chasing is going to come in. So it's not about being in a chasing energy and devoting and doing and taking the aligned action every day. It's not that. It's about being so committed that we are willing to do the uncomfortable inner work, that we're willing to begin to look inside and to stop chasing, but to turn around for a minute and open the door and be like, how much junk do I have in here? Right? Where we get to do a little bit of inner loving up on ourselves and getting radically honest about where and how we're actually slowing down what we desire to bring forward. And this is in regards to prosperity. This is in regards to your business. This is in regards to your spiritual gifts. Because if we are chasing the next activation, going to the next energy healer, Rachel, I just really want to see, I want to be able to activate my spiritual gifts. Guess what? It's already right here inside of you. So when we begin to open up that door and go inward and start to do some of the inner love on ourselves, then we start to peel away layers of things that are not you, that are not serving you, that are slowing you down from what it is that you actually desire to bring forward. So this is the reason why we do the sovereignty method first inside of the spiritual gift accelerator, because we're not outsourcing our power. We're not outsourcing our validation. We're not outsourcing our spiritual gifts to another healer to activate us. We're actually coming back into the seat of our own being and allowing ourselves to reveal to ourselves what's already inside of us. And we use this with our spiritual gifts, with prosperity and money, with calling in aligned clients, with calling in your divine partner, whatever the thing is that you are creating. So there very well is a little bit of an initiation. What is the thing that we've been avoiding doing? What is the thing that feels really uncomfortable or scary right now? And maybe that's the thing that we need to step into, that we need to lean into more, because it's actually what's going to unlock what is next for you, what you've been desiring and asking for. So September has a lot of, right, the shadow that's coming forward. Don't we love ourselves some shadow work over here? But that is where the light within you actually resides. Your shadow is not bad. So when we actually suppress, we ignore, we compartmentalize our shadow, we actually begin to slow down where you're going and the joy in your life, the fun, the prosperity, the childlike experience and expression or being visible that you really desire. So when you can actually go into your shadow and begin to integrate and to love and to acknowledge these parts of ourselves, because energy just wants to be acknowledged. When we acknowledge an energy, we can begin to move that energy. So there's an acknowledgement factor that's coming into September, where we're really being called to acknowledge the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all the different parts of ourselves. And then to get really real with, what am I dedicating and devoting the rest of 2025 to? So I know that stability was like my word for like 2 years, and I devoted everything to that. And now I feel like I'm like, okay, we're in the most stable position as a family that I've been in 2 years. So what is next for me? And this is what's coming in, is they're like, okay, if you have built that stability, now it's time for that to shift. What era are you stepping into right now? And let's begin to create a devotion and an energetic recharge around this new era that you are stepping into. So you can drop a comment below and let me know, what era are you stepping into as you step into September? Is it growth, expansion, scaling, stability, confidence, glow up? What is your era? And as we start to step into that, we need to maybe begin to let go of certain things and shift certain things within our mind, our emotions, our energy, and our physical environment, so that it can begin to reflect to you what you really desire, and to begin to, like that cup, open up more room for you to actually bring in what you've been asking for and what you desire. So September, we're really seeing the beginning part of September is part of that kind of recalibration, the reset. I want you to ask yourself, what era am I stepping into right now? And what am I devoting and dedicating my thoughts, my emotions, my energy, my time to right now in this next era that I'm stepping into? And I want us to get clear on that at the beginning of September, so that we can really start to get behind that, feel really good about it, and know that like this is it. This is the dedication that I'm dedicating, however long it takes to. Like I said, I dedicated 2 years to stability. Sometimes I shift, right, in a matter of months, in a matter of weeks, and sometimes it can take a little bit longer if it's some of those bigger lessons for us. And stability was a bigger lesson for me. So it took a little bit longer for me to feel like I really landed in that. So that's okay as well. So what era are we stepping into? And I want us to maybe begin to dedicate ourselves to that era. And through that, we're going to begin to see things starting to want to shift, and we're going to take a leap of faith that as I really commit myself even more into this next step, because I'm moving into expansion in my next era, into scaling in my next era, I'm moving into my $1 million empress in my next era. So as I'm stepping into that, right, there's some stuff that may need to shift, and that's okay. So what are the thoughts and the mindset shifts that I'm going to move through? What are the emotional shifts that I'm going to move through? What are some of the things that I need to let go of that have served me in the past, but maybe now are limitations that I'm still holding on to? And maybe we need to also grieve part of what we're leaving behind, because those parts have served us at one point. So we're taking that leap of faith and we're beginning to really stretch and expand ourselves into that new. And as we do this, things are going to start to shift very quickly. I'm really hearing right now, this is not like the lessons that you have had to move through in the past. This is not like the same stripping away that you have moved through in the past. So you don't need to fear it. Because I know that for many of us, those things were difficult. They were hard. They were overwhelming. They were some of the most difficult things that we had moved through. And you don't have to do that again. You're coming into a new level of consciousness, a new readiness, and a new understanding, and you're ready for it this time. So September is the month that we really, really start to step into that. So this is a time of excitement for what it is that you are stepping into and how good things are going to get. So as we get into the later part of September, we're going to actually see that these shifts have landed. I'm seeing it's going to be like a breath of fresh air where some of what we've been carrying is actually going to be lifted off of us. And when that happens, you're going to feel so much lighter, brighter. You're going to have more light in your skin and your eyes. It's almost like some of us are even going to lose weight without feeling like we had to, quote unquote, do anything, because we're actually lifting off some of the bricks, the boulders, the energetic heaviness that we have been carrying. And with that, so much more flow and ease and grace and joy and all of the things, freedom, contentment is going to begin to come into your life in amazing, amazing, magical ways. So September, I'm seeing as we step, if we really do this beginning part of what is my era, let's see what needs to maybe shift a little bit. Let's get radically honest about things I've been avoiding. And if we do that at the beginning of September, your reality is going to look completely different in the most amazing ways and be better than you could possibly imagine by the end of September. And then we're going to be stepping into now the embodiment as we go into October, the embodiment of this new, of that new version of you. So this is like that initial shifting energy. So I'm super, super excited to move through these frequencies with you and alongside you. And if you are desiring, right, to really be in alignment with your intuition and with your spiritual gifts, so that you know that you're being led down this next path, this next phase, in alignment with the will of God, in alignment with spirit, in alignment with your higher self, join us inside of the free Psychic Activation Vault, where we assist you in actually opening up your gifts. Because when your gifts are open and they're activated within you in a way of being sovereign, being grounded, being embodied in your gifts, not like I'm just going to crack you open, but actually in an integrated way, then the second guessing begins to dissolve. The fear begins to dissolve. The confidence, it starts to rise within you. The conviction, the ease, the vision begins to get so incredibly clear. And this is also part of what is required of many of us. So you have been feeling like a lack of clarity. I don't really know what direction I'm going in. I feel like Spirit's pulling me in 10 directions. It's not supposed to be like that. So join us inside of the free Psychic Activation Vault and join over 1,500 other healers just like you that are already inside, that are starting to really understand what an aligned channel actually is, so that we can begin to lead our own lives, become self-led in a way that begins to create rapid change in your life in the way that you desire. Not how anyone else is doing it, but in alignment with your life path, your purpose, and your blueprint. So I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Happy September. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we're going to be back next month with even more goodness.